So we get lined up here. Now, there was a little bit that I wanted to look at on the previous note. We really were on note number Daled on Tikkun Telisaw. But I want to look at number Gimel again because there's a note there and I want to see his language. See if we can make any sense out of it. So he says, Befir Maurice Saruk, he says, Bebir Lifi Darko, as we've seen. Now there is a note on that. I see it now. That's the one. So it has this phrase with Tiferes, Lashon Tiferes. That's the Avar Pesha, which the passes through the dinim of the dinim that passes through them, something like that. Pirisha Archon Hazecha Shahainu Shorish HaYisod. He says this arch is really like a Yisod, right? Because Yisod takes the flow from up above and passes it downwards. Shuhu Anaf Tiferes, which is a branch of Tiferes, right? So Sod is part of Tiferes. Shechav Cheshalatik of Eric Anpin. V'nikva ha'orcha avor al pesha. So we know that the path itself has this name, this is the concept of passing through dinim. Now I wanted to look at the note that came out of that. This is number Vav. And number Vav says, Rei b'pirish Maurice Sarok, he says, V'eil sham v'zel d'shono, koyim orcha. So he stands by its path. So there is a path exists there. This is the third tikkun. He's just quoting the Rish Sarok. Over of the Pesha is known as over al Pesha. That's the inside, we said before, energy going through. So he said, and it refers to the beard. It's interesting that a beard is a beard and an empty space is an empty space, but this is considered to be part of the beard itself, part of the flow of light. But now thinking back on it, just running along with my mind, he's talking about Eric Anpin, and he's talking about the nostrils of Eric Anpin and the light that's coming out of the Eric Anpin, out of the nose of Eric Anpin. And that light needs to have a clear spot to be able to pass through. But previously, we've been talking about the beard itself, which is 13 parts. And I guess that's all part of the whole idea. It's a little bit interesting how it is that something which is non-hair would be part of the tikkunim of the beard, which are all hair follicles, which are mitzamsem, the light that's going downwards. So here's a place where it's not doing that, or it's taking light from a different source. I'm not sure. Let's see what he said, because now he gets to this concept of Tiferes. Now this particular tikkun has to do with a concept here. He says, what is the concept? The concept is Netzach and Hod. Muchubarim yachad Ketevim, so that they are mechubed together, which is their nature. They're always together. B'shorish yisod shenikbar orcho. So the concept of the yisod is in fact that. Let's call this the highway. Who havdil netzach min hod. That's what it does. One of the things it does is in the between the two of them. Now he's saying this is Yisod. Yisod is an aspect of Tiferes, which is an aspect of the middle line, and here we go on the right and the left of the mustache, or I call it the mustache, of the hair and the upper lip. Kolomar shelo yehyu hasa'ar b'shechel hasafa sha'al hapeh shehem besod dinim. So once again, all the hair follicles are mismayat the light, which is a din. Dinim and mukubadzem kulam yachad bilti hepsek, that they should all be gathered together without any hepsek. El netzach the yamin, but rather he's talking about. I'm going to call it the mustache. So the upper lip of the mustache there. He says Ella netzach is on the right side, and dahainu havahasa'ar shel hasafa miyamim on the right side. V'hod l'smol dahainu b'sarba shel hasafa b'smol, that's the left side. V'orcha. So what's pshat here? The orcha hazecha b'dahainu b'shorish yisod omed be'emsa. So the concept, I don't know where he's saying about yisod, but he says that I said the concept of yisod omed be'emsa, so that you have then between the two of them, they're separated by yisod. What happens? Shechein Tevi Yisod L'Hachriyim Beben Netzach and Ho, because it's its name, it balances the two, and it pulls from both of them. V'lo Mehapsek Ha'archa Hazeh Bein Ha'sa'ara Shecha B'Safa Be'emsa. Why? Kedei Shelo Yihyu Ha'sa'aros Ma'akvim B'libo Ha'slicha V'Ha'shefa El Peh. Now, like I said, there's two different things going on. One is the shefa that's coming out of the nostrils of Eric Anpen, and that's what we're talking about, to be able to block that. We want that to be able to flow clearly, and as a result of that, that's part of the beard. But it seems like it's on you're talking about the outside of the beard. That's what it seems to me, because you're talking about the hairs themselves, not what's inside of them. But on the other side, the other hand, he's going to say the opposite. He's going to say that refers to overall pasha, which is on the inside of the hairs. So he said, but anyway, Hayeredim Mechaitim Dahainu Tiferes Derek Bechinas Yisrael V'Yakov. So the Tiferes is the path that we call the Bechinas of Yisrael and Yaakov, Shehem Trin Nukvin, which are the two nostrils. It's almost, it is more languaging that I'm not really sure that I saw this before. The Berdashka, that they're the two nostrils. One of them is called, let's get about Derech Bechinas Yisrael V'Yaakov, which are the two different nostrils. So it kind of, let's say, the Berdashka, Bahaino, let's let me get it back over here. Where did it go? I think I lost it. Where was I? The Hainu. Oh no, I'm in the wrong place. I lost the place. Here's the right place. The Hainu. Okay, here I found it. I'm sorry. The Hainu, Yisrael Meyamim, Davok Im Leah, and he's on the right side. He's talking about the mustache. I think that's what the subject is. Yisrael is going to be on the right side. He's talking about the nostril, the right nostril. And why does it have to be there? Because it's Davuk to Leah. But Yaakov, Mismol, is on the other side, Davuk in Rachel. Okay, Ad Kan, B'rei B'zeh, Gam Be'emek HaMelech. He also goes over, and he says that too. Okay, well, let's go to the next, backwards. I wanted to look at that because of the language. If the language is, what can I say? So let's go on. B'Yafashah, in the case of the Yafashah, Bir Kam V'Zel Lashon explains over here, and that's its language. That's, excuse me. V'Sifarta Rav Pesha. So it's a pasuk. So what's the inside of it is the concept of Tiferes. That's like the Rav say, or that I guess he's saying, I don't know who he's talking about. When he says Rabbeinu Hagimel Penimius, Huba B'chinas Tiferes, Kamosha Kosa Rabbeinu, I guess he means the Uri. And so in order to be able to make that possible, you have to have some kind of preparation in the previous tikkun. Now, it's not clear what he's talking about yet, but I think at the end of this, he does straighten it out a little bit. I can't. But Tzarek Bir V'Hamagia Sham Heyid Od. I think the Magia is a Pirush. Shehaber Be'etz Chaim. He says in the Eitz Chaim over here is the Petimios Shal Tikkun Gimel, which is V'Chanun. He says that's the Penimius. He said, it's a Gevura by itself, it has no Tiferes. Now, again, exactly where he's at, where he's talking about, it really needs to be put together. According to that thinking, it's not the third one, it's the fifth one. On the inside, it's the concept of Tiferes. So apparently this is in the Eitz Chaim, Shetikun Hey, which is Apayin, Shehu Orcho Toto, which is the lower path underneath the lip, on the lower lip, Hu Tiferes B'Pnimius, so in the inside of it, it's Tiferes. Now, all of this is just scattered ideas. I'm hoping that he's going to be able to make it understandable, but Indian who is like this. So we know that's the name of that one. That's the name of the energy on the inside. Who hu hachana v'tikun hakodim la'orcha tatah hanikra lo hachsich la'ad apo. Let's go over this. He says that what this is actually is a preparation for the fifth, that the third one is a preparation for the fifth. So you have this flow coming out of the nostrils, let's say, we say that he's right about that, or that's the proper, that's the way we're learning, that's the best way to say it, that's the way we're learning. Achana v'tikun makodim, so it's really, which this is the preliminary hachana, L'orcha Tatah, which has this name, Lo Hachzik La'ad Apo, that he's not gonna hold forever his anger. So he says, Ki Techila Nimshachim Oros HaChoyter Ba'archa Ilah. So the first thing is that the lights that come out of the nose of Eric Anpin are going to go along the Orcha Ilah, the upper path, which is the upper lip, so over Pesha, and over there is the concept that it's going to pass through the dinim. Then after that they spread, or they extend from that place to the lower place. From now on, so from now, She'orcha Tatah hanegrach b'pnimius tiferes. Now that particular idea, I just realized that the Tiferes of the beard, I could learn more about that, maybe be able to use these words a little bit better. But he says again, She'orcha Tatah hanegrach b'pnimius, the energy itself is called Tiferes. It's Pnimius is Tiferes, Mikabel Hachona. Men over Pesha the Orcha Ilah. So the lower one, which is the Tiferes, is going to receive from the upper one, which is the Orcha Ilah. So that his Tiferes will be able to pass through that, and he means this base of Tachana. He says, Tiferes the Orcha Tatah, Nimshach Ayide Avor al Pesha the Orcha Ilah. Okay, that's a whole set of ideas. He's putting Tiferes in that place, and I'm still not sure exactly what that meant. I know Tiferes is a middle line, so he said this is all middle line, but in the previous, in Ari Sarok, he says it refers to Yisod, which is a part of Tiferes, and then you can make the pasuk work out. So these are two completely different ideas. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do then is go backwards and to the Tikuna Revio, and that is on page Kuf Pei Bet. And I'm put Kuf Pei Bet, and we're going to read, first we got to read the top. I think I skipped it last time. Revio, which is in parentheses. The host Sifavon, it's underneath the lips. Aschar Sa'ara the Reisha Achra. And we see over there that it goes around the hair from the Reisha Achra to the other side of the to the other beginning. Let's say that means something like that. So let's come over here and let's just read the blurb real quickly. He said, which is what? So it's the growth of the hairs underneath the lower lip. Also, so it's called the remnant of his inheritance. Mitzad Piminiuso, that's the energy inside of the hairs. V'nikra Eric, and it's called by that name, Eric, Mitzad Kitzonioso. Interesting idea altogether, that the names that are put on the inside and the outside, and how that works out. We're just going to read this one paragraph here. It's a Revio, so he says now the fourth tikkun. He says, B'makom Sa'aros tikkun the Revi, the digna, the Eric Anpin. Hine b'makom b'seidin smichazel b'ponim shall Erikan, when it was on the face of Erikan, b'hukach. T'chos sivavon, so that's a sivavon, that's not what it sounds like to me. Sivavon of an aschar sa'ara. He says, tachas sfasayim, underneath the lips, sobavim, that goes around it, sa'aras safel tachtona, the hairs around the lower lip. Maskila the smoach merosha echad shalha safa, so it begins to grow from one end of the lip, the reisha achra to the other side, but somchim v'sovavim ad sof hasafa asher berosh ha'acher. So it sounds like its hairs on both sides. It's like, that's what it's like. Okay, so let's go to, let's see, I keep getting lost there where I'm going. Okay, so now we're on the Tikuna Ravioah, and we're over here on page, that gives us the page, Taf Resh Samak Mem Gimel. Okay. So Tikuna Ravioah, so now this is what the Pirish starts with. B'tivit to the Yonach Rei B'ha'aras the Bir HaMeshula V'Ha'Pepir Rizal Shehu V'kan Beis Bi'urim Sa'aros Tikun Dala V'Safa Tachtoina Somchim Miyamin is small, they're growing on the right side and the left side. Kastim is Divrei HaMefarshim, so this is basically the simple pshat. V'chein Nira B'klali Chachmas HaEmes L'Ramchal, so also the same idea we see in the Ramchal. Ein Sham. Oz, Tzomchim is small liyamim, so then it grows, or I have a little trouble reading, so it's, or tzmachim, or it's growing is small liyamim from the left side to the right, but hechvet seder haragel, which is smichas sa'aras tikun base, the sanfer al yaina, shuhu miyamin the small, so which is it, ukomo shenira b'divra b'bira gross, so the gross so brings that out. Ukomoshan is boyer b'ha'aros the bir ha'mashula v'ha'pepira gra and sham beis biurim elu b'tzidu gam b's'aros safa tachton shazer anpen gamo shetsuyin b'ha'aros sham. We have that over there. So at any rate, which is it? It goes right, left, right. Which way is it going? Hibachbaloshan reisha achra, when it has the words reisha achra, he said nizbar dehainu. He says, Rosh Acher, that's the other end. Shal Hasafa. V'chein b'bira grua, so the word of the Hainu, Rashis Hasafa Ein Sham, so he used that word. Amna b'ferish Marisa Rok, he said, b'bira dehainu Rosh Hapeh. So he's talking about the beginning of the mouth, not the lip. Not sure what the difference is. V'zel l'shona b'dilog, ha'tikun azehu, b'chinas netzach, shebechatika zu. So this is the concept, he says, what this tikkun is the concept of Netzach. Now, we said it's just getting confused in all this, that the third one has something to do with Tiferes, is Tiferes. So here's coming Netzach. I'm not sure. Netzach Shabbatika zu in this era content. Ha-Netzach Hazecha V'Hekif Esipesh Melamata. So that's what he's saying. He says that this is Netzach, and it sounds like you're going in a straight line, which I think that might be true of Ericon Pin, the Rosh of Ericon Pin at any rate. Melamada, the Hainu, Tachas Hasafa Tachtaina, that is under the lower lip, and Reisha Chada, the Puma, the Reisha Achra, the Puma, Adkan. Umash Basham, the Shabir came, Mitzad Lushan Ha'idra Rabba, he said, Tikunda Revio is Takin Sa'ara of the Nachis Chos Puma, and it goes down underneath the lip. Mereisha Chada, the Reisha Chada is in the same word, Adkan. But it's talking about, when it's talking about the beginning, it's talking about the mouth. That's the reason why it uses those words, from one beginning to the other beginning. Now, I'm not sure that I really understand the difference between the upper or lower, talking about the lip, the lower lip, and the mouth. What's the difference? If he's talking about where the hair is not in the mouth, so it must be a difference between where your lips can be, or where the lips could be bigger, but this is only covering the area of the mouth. That's what it sounds like, and we'll get to anything else later on, tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem. So today is the 5th of Shevat. Okay, we're going to go over to the Sifra, to the Tivuk Avanos. Let me just get all my stuff together here.